Oh, you wanted this follow-up about the Brian
It certainly
Peck
wasn't.
dude.
Say what?
The Brian Peck dude? You were asking for follow-up on that?
Yeah. We got some?
We do.
Thanks, Dan.
What, is it not ready?
Me and Olivia both looked at each other. And no, I mean, I don't know. It's a lot, and I don't know if it's...
We don't have to talk
kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but let's continue with the silly, goofy stuff.
Yeah, it's Friday, baby.
It's Friday.
Monday
I
for
agree.
child abuse, because nobody likes Mondays anyway.
I will say, though, real quick, about Brian Peck. While we were live, there was a new update of someone else accusing him. There's new allegations.
Ew, no. So I was curious. We were talking about him.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is this guy only got 16 months of prison?
Yeah.
And then he went to go work for Disney when he got out. And then all these people wrote him these like shining letters of endorsement in court. I just wanted more info. That's it. I want to know who's the judge. I want to know what the judge says. I want to know what the letters said. I want to know who wrote the letters, because there needs to be some accountability for these people. These people need to face the music that they, it's easy for us all to sit around and be like, yeah, this shit sucks. But like, here's a group of people who enabled him out there in the public, who sat in and literally enabled this guy who should still be in prison and has probably abused other children since coming out. I mean, just as a matter of pattern.
And he was at the same time as Bryan Singer, right?
Oh, they worked together. They did. So that's another. Here, let me do this.
Which gets like so much darker.
We're gonna get.
So you guys don't. So I've talked about Bryan Singer. Was a pretty big director. He did X-Men movies. He even did, as recently, his most recent one was Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
And he is like a disgusting monster, like straight up shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of information about things he's done. There's documentaries. He's traumatized people for their whole life, basically.
Allegedly, he used to have these parties where young boys would come and he would give them drugs and stuff. Allegedly, I remember seeing that in that documentary we watched. But Brian Peck, this guy, he actually did, not only were they friends, he also did director's commentary for X-Men 2 with Bryan Singer. How does that even make sense? He's a speech coach.
Dialect coach?
Brian Peck.
He's also a voice actor as well. So.
Well, yeah.
But like, why the fuck would he do the director commentary with Bryan Singer? He's like a low on the totem, isn't he?
Well, I mean, generally, a dialect coach is fairly low on the totem pole, yeah. But
what was his role on X-Men?
That's what I'm curious about. He must have had a big role on that one.
Isn't that vile? What's with Brian's?
What's with Brian?
We got to do something about these Brians, man.
X2, he's credited as news reporter.
Dude, there is no fucking explanation for why that man.
Where is the source on this claim that he did the director's? That makes no fucking sense.
I mean, it's on a video. Where's the video?
X-Men 2.
Somebody said, have you all seen the video of Brian Peck and young Leo DiCaprio?
No.
Should we take a look?
I'll find it. Yeah, I'll look
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Why do you have that?
Why not? Brian Peck. He was at a cool party with him, don't you remember?
Oh, right.
Brian Peck, lead card. Oh, that's the second result. Oh, okay. Here it is.
Oh, God.
DiCaprio.
All right. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I remember that movie.
I'll tell you that much. But, I had some teen following.
Who do I look like?
Oh, An Open Secret. That's the movie I saw that I.
Oh, that's the one about Bryan Singer, right?
Yeah, I guess our boy Brian Peck made a little cameo. Oh God.
What do I think?
Oh, yeah, Ricky Schroeder.
Through this one. Yeah. Then we can.
Young River Phoenix.
Stardom started early for Leonardo.
That dude has been famous for so long. That's fucked up. Surprised that he's like. Well, he does seem pretty fucked up since his girlfriends don't age. However, he's not dead, which is kind of impressive, I think.
By the time he was hired at 16 to star with TV's biggest teen star, Kirk Cameron, on the hit show Grow.
Kirk Cameron of now the Banana fame. Dude, all these child stars, man. Kirk Cameron,
Who's that?
He's the guy who says banana is proof that God exists.
Really? Oh, that guy?
Or he was next to him. He goes, the banana.
Yeah, that
it's
video.
Curved. It's a perfect shape. You unpeel it. God's perfect creation.
We should watch it because people probably don't know. The
Kurt.
video.
So he was the biggest actor at the time. So hold on. You guys don't know what I'm talking about? God's. It's called. It's called. Oh, it's such a funny title.
Funny.
It's Atheist Nightmare. The banana. Fucking hold on. You guys are gonna love this. Wait, where is it?
Where is it?
I think I have. I'm just vetting it first.
Sitting is the opposite of standing. Here it is. All right, you guys ready to blow your minds? You're about to, if you don't believe in God, you will after this. Here is dear Kurt Cameron.
Oh God, look how blurry it.
The atheist's nightmare. Now, if you study a well-made banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges. On the close side, 2 ridges. If you get your hand ready to grip a banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 grooves, on the close side 2 grooves. The banana and the hand are perfectly made one for the other. You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, has made it with a non-slip surface. It has outward indicators of inward contents. Green, too early. Yellow, just right. Black, too late. Now, if you go to the top of the banana, you'll find, as with the soda can makers, they placed a tab at the top. So God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt in your face. You'll find the wrapper, which is biodegradable, has perforations. Notice how gracefully it sits over the human hand. Notice it has a point at the top for ease of entry. It's just the right shape for the human mouth. It's chewy, easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. Seriously, Kurt, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative hand. It absolutely does.
So that's their proof. God, the banana is the atheist nightmare. I love this video so much.
So he's serious.
Oh, this is 100%
not
serious.
Serious.
Oh yeah, no, this is
of all of the fruits you could pick. You picked the man-made one.
That's there's so many things to disprove.
There's so many other edible things in the world that you could have chose.
Yeah, so the irony is bananas in the wild look nothing like this. These were selectively bred by human beings to look like that.
Too funny.
Also, in the wild, like when you see monkeys opening bananas, they open it from the back. They don't open it from the top. And as anyone who's eaten bananas knows, sometimes you open from the top and it doesn't work and it ruins the banana.
Yeah.
Where's God's miracle now, idiot?
So true.
Did he say it prevents the squirting of the banana?
Yes, it doesn't squirt in your face.
And I know exactly what he means.
I've never had a wet fucking banana. What?
Well,
What does that mean?
Because bro, thank God for that.
A wet banana.
You've never got a banana cream pie.
Yeah. Big ups God.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite videos.
Beautiful.
Even this came out when I was like a kid, and I was like, oh my God, there's no God. To me, I was like, holy shit, this is the best they've got. This is the fucking banana theory.
This is one of those old school videos that Ethan used to show me. There's like a whole bunch of them. Classic.
There was like, I saw an atheist guy, I forget who said it, but they were reacting to this, and he goes, yeah, the banana fits perfectly in our mouth. You know where else it fits? Perfectly fits our butt. How do we know God didn't intend for us to put it there?
Well, some people probably take advantage of that.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the youngest child actor.
Growing pains in 1991, he'd already been acting.
You know, it's funny. They say the banana is the atheist's nightmare, but you know what I say is the theologist's nightmare? Brian Peck. For real. There's fucking people raping kids. Why did God do that? Riddle me that, God. Why is he out there working on bananas and he's putting Brian Peck and pecking range of children?
Religious people will say because he turned his back on God. That's the devil.
But God created the devil.
Yeah. But also gave us free will. That's the argument.
But if he's all powerful and has designed the whole universe, he knows the outcome of every decision we make.
It's true.
Yeah.
Checkmate. I'm sure no theologists have ever considered that.
I know they have, Dan, but Davey's right. They say free will to let humans live their experience and make their own decisions.
Yeah.
But however,
He's chill like that. God's chill like
However-
that. He's like, homie, do whatever you.
then God, tell me this: why do you give children cancer? Why do you do that? You didn't need to do that. God's banana.
You're evil, bro.
What did the child do to get, assaulted by Brian Peck? What choice did that kid make?
Obviously. None.
So there you go, banana or Brian Peck.
Checkmate.
Fuck Brian Peck.
I gotta.
Peckmate. Is that what you said?
No, but I wish I did.
Peckmate.
Peckmate. That'd be real good.
Sorry to be like a
So-
cringy atheist, but
This whole Brian Peck's association with Bryan Singer and the X-Men movies is really baffling me because it does. It said the second X-Men movie. I think it's the first that he was on the director's commentary, and the thing that I'm seeing is that as a producer of the film, but he's not listed as a
He's not
producer on
credited.
IMDb, or really have much. Like he has a couple producing credits, but not
dude,
very extensive. The whole thing is very strange.
they're obviously dogs,
Yeah.
which is
No, I
fucked.
agree, but I'm just trying to think like what was even the justification for that dude to be there?
Sounds like
what did he have to do with the
none.
movie?
I think
Similar
Brian
interests.
Singer was just like, yeah, this is my boy.
And he has a cameo in both the first and the second one as just like extras. Which, I mean, producers sometimes, they will have a cameo, so maybe he was a producer on it. It's not on his IMDb page though.
I mean, he's next to Stan Lee in his cameo in the second one.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
like there's some legitimacy to this,
Yeah.
but I can't figure out what the hell he had to do with these movies.
Me and my boy, we're about to go cast some boy. Pedophile
going
jokes,
for?
anyone?
What are you going for?
Is it me and my boy? We're gonna go cast some boys in our movies.
Got it.
Yeah.
The dogs, whatever.
For more than 10 years, he starred in commercials and the kids show Romper Room before landing on the sitcom. And he was an on-the-set cut-up from the start.
I know we can show them our little
Does
drawings.
almost do a spit take there?
You see him?
Almost, yeah.
We draw drawings of each other. Brian
that
is the
him?
famous artist, and we
That's
always
him.
make fun of each other and portray each other in silly, satirical ways.
Leo's job on this set, for some reason, is to make fun of me all day long.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like their closeness at all. That just made my skin
There's
crawl.
upbeat music playing though, Ethan.
Oh my god!
What show is this?
Here's my best friend on set.
Way too touchy.
What is this TV show?
It's gross.
It
They said it, but I can't remember.
Growing pain. Oh no, or was this Gilbert?
Growing Pains.
Got it.
Growing
Man, that one
Gilbert.
was so fucking boring, man. I hated that show.
Yeah, you know why they call it growing pains? Because
All right. Nope.
Because
Nope.
no, it's not that
Nope.
vulgar. It's not that vulgar.
Doesn't
I was gonna
matter.
say because when they grow up, it's painful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a much
I was,
better
I
joke.
wasn't gonna do
Yeah. It is painful for Brian Peck when
Yeah, he hates to see him grow up.
Gotcha.
And Leo's inherited that trait, incidentally, with his girlfriend.
One of the most disturbing lines I found from his letters of support, James Marsden, the actor. Hila, do you know who that is?
Which one?
We were talking about it on Monday. He
You do.
was in that show Jury Duty that came out. He was literally nominated for an Emmy this year. Some big
Oh.
actor.
Wait,
He
what's his
wrote-
last name?
James Marsden is his
Oh,
name.
James Marsden. You'll recognize him.
The quote from his letter is, let me grab it. It's so horrible.
And he was 30 when he wrote it, right?
Okay, okay.
So
It
it's
says-
this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assure you, what Brian has been through in the last year is the suffering of 100 men. I don't intend to victimize Brian, nor would I ever wish that, but I do feel compelled to shed light on the fact that he has learned his lesson. I guarantee you the earth would fall from the sky before Brian would even think about doing something like this again.
This
my
is a
God.
man
you
talking
kidding?
about a dude who raped a
How old was he when you
teenager.
wrote that?
or even a child. I don't even know if there was a teenager.
Make sure
He was in his 30s. We did some math.
Yeah. You
last night.
did?
I think he was
That's
30.
crazy.
I think.
In 2003, James Marsden was about 30 years old.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think he needs to answer. I think he needs to explain.
Yeah.
I think he does
What
too.
did he mean by that?
What did he
Yeah.
mean by that?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, he
Yeah.
Do we understand their association? Did they work on a project together? Like, why is James Marsden going out on a limb for this pedo?
that like how close do you need to be to someone to be like, okay, I'll write you a letter of support for the child rapist. Like, You need to be
have to be
really
pretty
close.
close.
That's not that's
Yeah.
not asking your buddy to help you move, which is pretty close too, frankly.
You got to be pretty close to me.
Yeah,
to ask me
but
that.
this is a whole nother
He
level.
had known him since he was a teenager.
He had known him since he was a teenager. Okay.
Really sad.
I would need to
Who
hear
knows
from
what's
him.
going on there then, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Here, one more time.
Show 'em our little
Saying
drawings.
you suffered 100 men suffering is so gross.
Such
to
a
me.
weird
The,
statement.
the way they're touching each other in this makes my skin
Yes.
crawl.
Yeah.
We don't have to watch it again.
I do want to. I mean, I want to
Why?
just because it's so vile and interesting also. But I like to analyze it. I think what's happening is this is grooming, right? He's made it
Yeah.
this touchy-feely thing
Yeah.
part of their relationship.
Yeah.
And he's a child. He thinks he's just
Not
bonding
just-
with an adult.
He doesn't know otherwise.
He thinks
so
he's being
that's
like an
just
adult.
normal to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see him? We draw drawings of each other. Brian is the famous artist, and we always make fun of each other and portray each other in silly, satirical ways.
Leo's job on this set, for some reason, is to make fun of me all day long.
Okay, so here we have Robert De Niro, right there. See Robert?
From the beginning, Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio was destined to be a spirited boy. He received his first name after swiftly kicking his mother from her womb as she admired a Leonardo da Vinci painting. Born in Los Angeles on November 11th, 1974.
Is that yeah? I don't know if there's more, but dude, I hate that guy. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's my man, Brian Peck. The charges were so heinous of what he did to Drake Bell that I
Really?
couldn't even read it on air. I mean, it's right here. And then these people came and supported him. I mean, if you're curious, I highlighted it.
Okay.
The judge seems to be Judge Michael Hoff. He retired in 2008. Brian Peck was able to isolate and gain okay, I'm not Drake's experience, blah blah blah.
The blue is basically what was described in the documentary between him and Drake.
Yeah, I don't want to read that part.
Wow.
That's crazy. I mean, that's just horrible, yeah. Brian Peck, letters of support. So was he the only famous guy who wrote one?
No.
No, that's just.
Oh,
the
Alan
one I
Thicke.
know.
Wait, he's also famous, right? Who the fuck? Alan Thicke. Shh. Oh, this guy. This guy's dead, isn't he? He's like the Wheel of Fortune guy, isn't he? Or I don't know. Some old.
No.
You're thinking Pat Sajak, and he is so alive
he's
today.
Dare
so
say that
living.
about Pat Sajak.
Every
It's crazy.
7
thing to
p.m.
say.
every night. Like I don't know what you're
Okay,
talking
okay,
about.
okay.
Alan Thicke is dead, by the way. You were
Sorry.
But he
Well,
had nothing
rest
to do
in
with
piss,
Alex
idiot.
Trebek.
No, I don't know.
Oh.
But he was on Growing Pains as well. Alan Thicke said, "Dear Judge Hoff, I am writing." Whoops. Thank God this has all been unsealed, by the way. I'm writing to express my estimation of Brian Peck as an honorable, respectable, intelligent human being who apparently made a gigantic mistake, which will haunt him for life. What?
So you're
He
acknowledging
had sex
that
with a
something
child.
happened?
Yeah, this is as he's already been guilty. He's been found guilty, and they're writing
And they're
letters
still writing.
to go lenient on him.
Wow.
The documentary highlighted that like a lot of the letters just talked about like he obviously must have been tempted to like a point of like no return. Like a
Oh
lot
my
of them were just so
God.
victim blaming,
That?
so nasty.
That's like
Oh my
crazy. thing to
God.
say.
I am honored to be regularly included in lists of America's favorite TV dads, an identity that I proudly will exploit to enable this predator.
What?
I made that part up. But he did say America's favorite
He did
TV
not
dad.
Bust out the "I'm a TV dad."
He did. He
credential.
said, I am honored to be regularly included in lists of America's favorite TV dads. Therefore, it is in my authority to free you, Brian Peck.
Martin Sheen is going to launch the nukes.
Let me ask
As
you.
America's
Cosby-
favorite fake president,
Right.
I
Cosby
have,
was
decided that we will be nuking Russia.
All right, Alan Thicke,
immediately.
let me ask you this. As America's favorite TV dad, would you let Brian Peck babysit your kids?
Yeah, what the fuck?
America's
is that?
favorite TV dad since Cosby.
Why?
Yeah,
why
right.
Why should the court even accept letters? Like, who cares?
This is a common thing of like character testaments to try to.
Yeah, but like, if this is what it allows,
Well, if it's about child rape, then yeah, nobody should care. But the judge only gave him 16 months for that.
it's crazy. It's like,
It's
well,
beyond crazy. It's just
this guy could have
yeah.
been the best person in the world, the best boss, your best friend, and he still did that. So why do I care about your letter? You know what I mean?
Well, the judge was
Like,
influenced apparently because he only get like.
you either did it or you didn't. Doesn't matter. Anything else in your life doesn't matter.
Totally. And these letters, they're not like pretending like it didn't take place.
No.
They're acknowledging it. And
Here,
it's like
I'm
they're still writing
so
this.
weird.
I am convinced Brian will make a second chance last a lifetime, and I trust you will consider the people who have known him and hold him in high regard when you contemplate his pleasure. I can't fathom talking about raping a child
Nope.
as like
As, like,
something that's
just
like
one mistake.
he made a mistake. We understand, but he won't do it again.
Like,
Holy shit!
I guess I don't know how this process works. I know that case was sealed in some way, right?
Yes, it was.
Is there some plausible scenario where these people did not know any of the details of what the case was?
I doubt it.
I mean, I doubt it too, but I'm just like trying to understand why anybody would like go on the record. Like you're saying, it's just so absurd.
Yeah,
the way they're
I don't
talking
know.
about it.
At their level of fame, they have to have attorneys as well who are advising them. Like they for sure had to know the details. I think
They probably thought it would never be unsealed.
So
Maybe.
Marsden, Strong, and Friedel, 3 people who wrote letters, they didn't immediately respond for requests when people contacted them because the documentary unsealed, like they talked about unsealing the docs for the documentary. And it says, Strong and Friedel, though, previously addressed their letters on their podcast called Pod Meets World. And Friedel said that Peck had ingratiated himself in his life and that he had turned them against the victim by misrepresenting the charges. He added that looking back now, he believes that he was sitting in the courtroom on the wrong side of everything.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I want that. I expect that statement from everybody.
Me too. I would like to hear that.
I don't know who this guy is. Ryder Strong wrote this letter.
Ryder Strong.
American actor, producer, director, and screenwriter, best known for starring as Sean Hunter on Boy Meets World.
Oh, I know who he.
Oh, that
Shit,
guy.
I didn't recognize him. Damn.
That's the brother, right? Or no, the brother.
The best friend.
Oh, the best friend. That's right. That's right.
I first met Brian Peck when he came to work on the ABC situational comedy. What? Who wrote like that? Situation comedy I had been starring in since I was 13. Brian joined our crew and instantly brightened up the set with intelligence, wit, and good humor. Brian and I quickly developed a strong friendship outside of work. Gross. He said he was 13 and merged our close circles of friends. Brian is one of the
Merged
funniest
our
people.
Circle of friends. Your 13-year-old circle
Yeah,
of friends.
what?
Dude,
He must have been older at this point. Otherwise,
Well,
that's a fucking.
No, hold on. He said, I met him. Oh, no, sorry. You're right. He says, I was in the show since I was 13.
Because that show ran for fucking ever, so
Okay,
he may have been older.
Well, hold on. It's okay that he raped a child because here, listen to this paragraph. Brian is undoubtedly one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Oh.
Right.
Have we considered that?
The vibes are good.
Listen, this makes me
was a
wonder.
joke.
Your Honor, he's
What he
funny.
did was a joke.
This is a joke.
He was
This-
joking.
He was just trying to make good soft men hard.
Yeah.
And he's the. I'm not gonna. There's a lot to unpack there.
He's just having a big joke.
It makes
out
me
of it.
wonder if he was potentially a victim as well. You know, because like for example, in the Michael Jackson case, the Leaving Neverland guy, the gentleman who made the documentary, he was the lead defense for Michael in his 2005 case. So I know that sometimes that's a symptom where victims will defend whoever.
True. Yeah. Yeah. True. I think it's especially true of someone like Michael Jackson.
Wait,
But
Alan Thicke is Robin Thicke's dad.
that's weird.
Is Robin.
What?
He had like
That
one
guy's a
hit.
creeper too.
He was the guy who did
Family
the.
creepers, man. What's going on in the Thicke household?
I was okay. Here he talks about it. I was extremely disturbed to learn of Brian's arrest. Maliciousness is so antithetical to his nature. It is impossible for me to comprehend a situation that will lead him to do something illegal or even inappropriate.
Okay,
I immediately called him and offered whatever support I could. Of course, Brian being Brian, he had already received numerous such calls.
It's like it is impossible for me to imagine. Okay, go think about it. You know, like go spend
Yeah.
some time thinking about it. Yeah.
Someone says on the podcast on Pod Meets World, they said they didn't know all the details of the case. I mean, that's from a comment in chat.
That's crazy to me that a judge would allow them to write a letter of endorsement without knowing the details. I mean, he was for sure already found guilty of, child abuse. To the Honorable Michael Hoff, who wrote this masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean, they would have known about, because like I could understand if you're good friends with this guy and he's really well liked by everyone around and everything, because he probably is a manipulative.
Yeah, that's common with these pedophiles.
That you could just be in such disbelief. It's just like, no, Brian would never do that kind of thing or whatever. But like, this wasn't right when they found out. This was after a whole trial, which presumably is like years later. And these kind of things take years. So you'd think you'd have time to process that at that point. That like, wow, really did that shit, huh?
This letter is from the lovely Joanna Kearns, American actress, Beck, and director, best known for her role as Maggie Seaver on Family Growing Pains. So you got the whole crew.
The whole Growing Pains crew. Yeah, I mean, from their perspective, he probably was like a well-liked member of the team on that show, and they all, it sounds like they all thought he was like a funny guy and charming and everything. And like you said, I mean, predators oftentimes are. That's how they like.
I mean, yeah, because they got to manipulate the parents, they got to manipulate the child, they got to get close to the family. This is pretty psycho behavior. You have to be good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am confident that if the court grants Brian probation, he will not let them down. He's a good man that made a mistake. How can they refer to this as a mistake? Not a bad man who got caught. Brian, on his own initiative, has spent many hours in counseling, and I am sure that this is a much healthier and productive rehabilitation than jail time. This is crazy, dude. Holy smokes. Will, this one's from Will Friedel?
Friedel,
yeah, also from Boys Meets World.
Yeah, he's one of the people from the podcast.
Will Friedel. What character was he?
I'm typing it in.
He's the brother.
That is the brother. Got it.
Friedel is the one with the quote that says that he thinks that he was sitting on the wrong side of the courtroom.
Friedel me this, Batman. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he was in Batman Beyond.
There was Beth Dempsey Correll.
There's so many letters.
Yeah, he got a lot. I don't even think this is all of them.
Like, if I'm a judge, that's a red flag. All these letters.
I mean, in Hollywood, they're probably
going
used
on
to,
here?
In Hollywood, they're probably used to this shit. I mean, it's almost a template. They're like, this is me.
True.
This is the show I was on, and this person is great. I'm sure they see this all the time with directors. I mean, it is insane. I agree with you.
Dear judge, I actually play a judge on a television show, and therefore I feel qualified to let you know that you should give him probation.
By the way, Beth Correll, she and her husband both worked for Drake and Josh and Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
So okay, great. So she says,
those are different shows.
Wait, why is this not filled in? It's like circled.
The two brothers, the two sets of brothers.
Shows, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
So apparently
They redacted this one? Because it's like, it's white. I met blank and it's circled. I think they redacted it. I met Brian in 1997. We worked together nonstop until August, blah, blah, blah. He was on set, yada, yada, yada. I must admit that I was surprised to learn of his behavior after hearing of this case and the charges being brought against Brian. Nothing seemed to change in him at all. On set, he continued to be playful with other cast members and crew. He was always talking about his band and music and appeared to be excited about the future, the show, and his musical career. He even moved into his own apartment. Wow, what is he special? Like, what the fuck? We're so proud of him. We're so proud of Brian for
his band and music.
On more than one occasion, while watching her son perform on set, redacted, Robin, the mother, would say to me, "Look at him. I'm so proud of how mature and responsible he is." About him? Why do they treat him like he's...
Or about The child.
Maybe he.
This
Say it.
one's confusing.
Say it, Dan.
I don't know. I mean, contextually, that sure does sound like he even got his own apartment. It sounds like he was not.
Say it.
Say it.
Stop saying
Do
it
it.
like that. Say what?
Spit it out. Because I don't want to.
Gooch says,
Girl. It seems like he may have been developmentally challenged in some way.
Yeah,
and
we're
that
very proud
it
of
was
him.
some accomplishment that.
Oh, that's a
had,
huge assumption, though, just based on this one letter.
That one letter is also very confusing.
Saying he even got his own. Again, if that's why
really
is this
weird.
guy on the X-Men director's commentary? I'm still so lost.
Because Bryan
I'm
Singer
really
was so
caught up.
proud of him. He got his own He got his own apartment. Taryn, kill him.
I think that letter is not about him, you guys.
Yeah, it made. Yeah.
Okay, they're talking about. Okay,
We're talking about Drake.
they're talking about Drake. That makes way more sense.
Yeah. That makes
Well, this album's
way more sense.
This-
Oh my god. Okay.
Dear Judge, this is Morgan Freeman. You may know me for playing God in Bruce Almighty, and I think God would let him go.
Yeah.
Therefore, let me warn you now.
I did a lot of character work with God, and I know what he wants.
I was voted as America's favorite God, actor that played God. This guy was on Mad TV. He
was
said,
also on SNL,
Yeah,
too.
big
Oh, for real? Let's see. He said, he has become one of my dearest friends. I know him quite well on both professional and personal level. Bryan has to be one of the most well-liked people I've ever known.
Cool. Nobody cares.
Yeah, this is insane. When I found out about Bryan being arrested, I was shocked. Bryan is the last person I would expect to be charged of criminal activities. My first thought was, this must be a mistake.
Cool. Nobody cares.
I know how many of our mutual friends had similar thoughts. It's just too out of character. I have seen the effects this situation has had on Bryan, and I know for a fact that he regrets any mistakes made, and that this is certainly not something he would ever happen again. Dude,
How
it
do you
sounds like
know
an
that?
accident. Like he accidentally fucking.
You just said you were shocked to find out. So how can you guarantee
literally.
it won't happen again?
Yeah, this is disgusting. I want to know about that judge. Did you guys find anything about him?
No, just that he was retired. Josh Peck officially put out a statement because we were talking about the speculation last time of that TikTok he put out.
Oh, okay.
Drake defended him, said they've talked, they're good. We mentioned that last time, but Josh put something out.
We should watch it, yeah, just to give him a fair shake here. He said, I finished Quiet on Chet documentary. It took a few days to process it. I reached out to Drake privately, but want to give my support for the survivors who were brave enough to share their stories and emotional and physical abuse on Nickelodeon sets with the world. Children should be protected. Reliving this publicly is incredibly difficult, but I hope it can bring healing for the victims and their families, as well as necessary change to our industry. Okay? That video he made was pretty weird, though. Just saying.
I agree.
A little bizarre.
Yeah.
So Bryan is somewhere in L.A. He's still out there, eating ice cream and eating McDonald's
And
having
just
hot
being-
cocoa.
Just being charming all day.
He's probably has so many friends.
So many friends.
He's one of the funniest guys.
Yeah. Just making rooms laugh.
Bryan Peck, one of the most charming, funniest guys you'll ever meet. Cheers.
Cheers.
I wonder if him and Bryan Singer still get together.
Hmm.
Because they're both like pretty much canceled
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, the fact that he's been able to thrive to a certain extent all this time, I hope that this documentary ruins his life.
Bryan?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Whatever's left to be ruined, I hope that it is.
Bryan Singer? He's pretty thoroughly canceled. isn't
No,
he not?
Brian Peck.
Bryan,
But
because
I
Bryan
also
Peck's
hope
Bryan.
the people in Brian's life that were shocked to find out, I'm sure there are more that are going to be shocked by this documentary to find out. I hope that they're not his friend anymore.
I would certainly recommend not associating with him. But yeah, wow. That's it. I wanted to know more. We know more, and now we say, Bryan Peck and Bryan Singer, you scumbags. There's something in the 90s with Bryans. All 90s Bryans comes forward, please.
90s Bryan.
We know. We know you did it, Bryans, from the 90s. And shame on you.
Brian Dennehy?
We know.
He did it. I don't know who that is.
You think so?
I don't know who that is, but he did.
I don't really either. I just Googled 90s Brian stars.
Let me see his face.
Well, he died a couple years
What
ago.
about
so I
Bryan
shouldn't speak
Cranston?
Ill of him.
No, he's innocent.
He's
That
not a
wasn't
90s
nine-
Brian. He's older.
Well,
Malcolm in the Middle.
Started.
Malcolm in the
Maybe
Middle.
like
No.
nine?
He's older. He's older than Bryan Singer and Peck.
Right.
He's one of the good Brian generations.
He's the one who
Brian
knocks.
Dennehy, he was the sheriff in the first Rambo movie. He was which is kind of the bad guy. He was in Cocoon. He was in Gladiator.
He did it.
Fucking love him.
Bryan Cranston is 68 for the record. Bryan Singer is 58. We're talking a whole 10 years, man. Something went sour in that 10-year period.
That's a 10.
Must have been astrology. Mercury must have been in
Mercury
retrograde.
was in retrograde.
Got all these Bryans doing crazy shit.
How about Brian May from
No, he's dope. He's old.
He's dope.
Yeah,
okay,
he's
Brian
fine.
Adams.
Oh, we
He
love
did
Brian.
it.
We
He
love
did it.
Brian. No, we love Brian. Me and Lena went to like 2 Brian Adams concerts.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian
Yeah,
Wilson.
you can sign off. He's
I was
good.
going to say
He's good,
Brian
yeah.
Wilson.
I'll write him a letter.
Brian Wilson
is on here. Yeah.
Brian Wilson may have done it.
He may have done it.
Maybe.
Brian Hoyer.
He did it.
football player?
Wait, is
You
it
think so?
Brian with I or Brian with Y?
These are all with
They're
eyes.
both though. It's
Oh.
Brian Singer and Brian Peck.
What
It's
about-
the two different spellings.
What about
Oh,
So
De Palma?
all
Dude,
Brian's.
De Palma.
Does De Palma have any?
He did it.
He did. He made Scarface. I'm writing the letter.
He did it.
You're writing the letter.
Dear Judge.
Dick Gary. Brian
Good
Cox.
judge. I am so shocked to
He
hear.
did it. I know I
thought-
like him, but he did it.
I know what he did was a little minor mistake, but have you seen the movies?
So good. We need to let him out so he can make more movies.
Dude, Brian
Yeah.
McKnight. Come on.
Oh, there's Dennehy.
He did it.
Brian Blessed.
He did it.
He did it. Brian Robbins.
Oh, he did that shit.
Think so?
He did it more
You
than
think
anyone.
so? Brian Kendrick.
Did it.
Brian
to see their face or-
Urlacher.
faces.
Did it.
Urlacher. We're getting a lot of sports Brians. A lot of sports Brians.
They all
Brian
did it.
Jones?
They need to all come in for
Rolling
questioning.
Stones? Oh, he for sure did it.
I need a statement from all these Brians.
Brian Eno.
We're like, Brian, oh no, my kids are
I
with
think
him.
Brian Eno is innocent. I'm gonna stand up for Brian Eno.
Zach's not
He didn't
feeling
do it.
He's out there.
You think so? Brian Ferry.
All right, so that's
All right,
it. Well, let's save the rest of the child abuse combo for Monday.
Great.